So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Are we ready? Our next session is topic is next generation of luxury goods and services. So I'm here with three distinguished gentlemen, and allow me to introduce them. Mr. Rami Tabiaat, president of AlOstoura Group from Kuwait, Mr. A.N.Boukather, CEO of A.N.Boukather Automotive, and Mr. Bart van de Waal, head of beauty and luxury Facebook for Middle East, North Africa, and Pakistan. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. So our topic today is everyone's favorite, and these are luxury goods, services, cars, everything about the luxury. So we would like to explore today how this industry is evolving on this fast, wireless, digital age, where there are almost no more boundaries from one country to another. We have seen how the Far East market has evolved. So in Europe, the Americas, and here in the Middle East, the luxury market has continuously increased its share of the pie on total shoppers' expenditure. So what we would like to understand today is what are the factors that push shoppers to choose a brand among the others. So it's time to ask the three gentlemen here to share their experiences with us. So, Mr. Rami, the first question goes to you. I would like to know, what do you think, how does change in your eyes, and what is the state of luxury market goods today?
The state of luxury today, I think, first of all, there's going to be a change in what luxury means. Today, the word luxury in itself has been used by so many companies in different ways, and it's starting to be diluted, and the consumer is to a certain degree being misled, let's say. I believe that the digital age and all the e-commerce today is putting more and more a lot of information at consumers' fingertips, and they are becoming more and more knowledgeable, which is creating for these luxury companies a more difficult time to kind of say what they want. On the other hand, the digital age has also made it that people follow and tend to buy or are affected by these fashionistas or bloggers or all of this. So at the same time, they're tending to buy the same product. So there's more agreement to buy the same product. So in a way also it is the luxury companies go hot or cold depending if their product is the one that everybody has consensus on that is the product to buy. So.
And Anthony, how it is with the cars? How is the luxury market today?
Yeah, we distribute cars and bikes in Lebanon. And the way we do that is by selling experiences. Today, customers are not only attached to a brand, they're attached to the brand, of course, but less and less. It's more to a community, to an experience around the brand. Driving Porsches on ice in Kiruna, driving the Ducati with the Superbike champion on track. It's more a community, it's more the experience behind the brand, not the brand itself.
That's very interesting. So, is traditional luxury at risk? What is the new view on that? Mr. Rami.
I think in these days, anything traditional is at risk. There's the next generation does not have the same values, does not think the same as we thought or our fathers, our parents thought. So there's definitely a change. They want to be, things revolve a lot more around them. They want things that are for them, customized. I think one of the big things, revolution, is in the name, for example, of iPhone is the I. So I think we need to, luxury needs to start thinking about the I in all these consumers and how they can maybe slightly modify their products to suit each of these people so that they feel like they're getting a customized product. Maybe to some degree going back to what luxury used to be when maybe 100 years ago you actually went and had something made for yourself. I think more of that needs to now start to fit into the luxury model, and which it is, and it's going to become easier with the internet and digital assets, etc.
Yeah, so Bart, what does connect Facebook to luxury goods?
I think Facebook today is a community of 2 billion people. Within those 2 billion people, you have people who are very strong luxury consumers, and you have people who probably never will buy our products. But I think what we as a company, a family of apps can do, because Facebook is not only Facebook, it's also Instagram. I think we can really help marketers in this world where we're trying to find this new luxury consumer. And very likely, if we think about it, we'll talk about the millennial consumer who is this potential new buyer of the luxury goods in the future. And what we see is, to your point, is that this millennial, he or she is ready to spend a lot of money. While the luxury market was down in the past few months, years, what we see is that hospitality, travel is actually really up. We're ready to pay a lot of money for a weekend in the Shangri-La, to pay a lot of money to have this one specific cocktail at the most specific bar in the world where we can share it with our friends. So I think what Facebook and Instagram can do is we have communities of people and we can help you to find them and tell your story to them and potentially convert them into a consumer.
And what type of luxury goods and services are going to be important in the next future?
First of all, I don't know what's going to happen. If you would, I'm 5 years at Facebook right now. If you would have told me 5 years ago that we today would invest in original content for our platforms, I wouldn't have believed you. If you had told us that we were building planes flying over the desert, which we're doing today to beam internet, I would have doubts, but it's happening. So first of all, let's see. But what I do believe is that brands who will survive are brands who understand their consumer, who take insights as the first piece of building a strategy, and who are building experiences to the next level. And I also believe that this is where technology over time can really help. If you think about going into a luxury store in Paris, you have to be a brave consumer to open this door of Louis Vuitton, go in, everyone who's in there is looking at you, they don't recognize you, you don't really can touch or look at a product, you first have to step over the entrance. I think with virtual reality, with augmented reality, a lot of those experiences can come closer. With messaging, a lot of those experiences can come closer. And I think this will open up a potential of new areas of consumption. So I think to answer your question, brands who will survive are brands who are thinking about experience for everyone.
Anthony, so what is changing force of luxury cars market?
There is a reason to be on Earth for the people who are, I mean, let's see as the Maslow pyramid. The people buying luxury goods is on the upper side of this pyramid, which means they're not looking to just have an apartment or have a car or have a food. They're looking for something different, and they need a reason to be on Earth. So any brand which will give them this opportunity, to give them the reason to be here, will be supported in their efforts to market their products. An example I can give is Tesla. I mean, the guy buying the Tesla is not buying a car. He's buying an experience to share with his friends, that he is saving Earth. He's buying an electric car. A guy buying an electric Porsche, he could have bought a normal Porsche. Why is he buying an electric Porsche? I'm sure it's not because he wants an electric Porsche. What he wants to do is to have a reason to wake up in the morning. He wants, and this applies to many other brands also. So psychology, because I saw in the conference you mentioned psychology of the luxury clients. They are here. They want to show their friends. They want to show themselves and the ego inside of them that they can change Earth. They can influence people. So any brand that can offer this can put higher margins and win.
Mm-hmm. So, Mr. Rami, what is your vision on the future on the luxury market? How do you attract your clients in this era where actually everyone wants something new, needs customized products?
I think the gentleman said something very important. I think today, maybe because we live in a time where time is limited to a way. We're busy, we're very busy. Time in itself is becoming a luxury. So people are looking to have a good time, quality time, whatever a good time might mean to them. You know, it can be quiet, it could be less quiet, whatever it is, but they're looking to have that special experience that maybe they heard about from a friend or they researched online or that it was recommended, that they want to go to that restaurant, like he said, and have that drink overlooking, you know, a scenery, whatever it is. Those moments are luxury. So today, I believe that when they want to have these, there are some needs. They're gonna need to take a luggage with them. They need to rent certain cars, buy certain cars to have that lifestyle. Whatever it is, the luxury needs to be catering to lifestyles. So if you are someone who likes to go, maybe you're into green or sustainability or eco-friendly, you know, luxury can be a very good eco-friendly collection, so made out of new materials, recyclable, you know, organic materials. So luxury is going to start to be defined according to the consumer lifestyles, I feel. So this is one part of the future.
So they don't follow trends anymore?
They follow lifestyle trends, not just, let's say, fashion trends.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So Bart, how technology could create a new luxury market?
I think I already spoke about virtual reality, right? So if you have the opportunity to listen to what Mark Zuckerberg, our CEO, says about the coming 3 to 5 to 10 years, is we truly believe that the next level of computing devices will be everything around virtual reality. That's why we invested in Oculus. That's why we're building, we're putting a lot of resources there. This will open up not only from an educational, from an entertainment point of view, a lot of opportunities, but also on how we interact with consumers, because e-commerce is growing. Some people earlier today spoke about it, but if it comes to this brands with heritage, with this unique feeling, we still want to be part of the heritage of this brand. And luxury also within e-commerce is much more than going online, clicking and buying a bag. Maybe for this consumer, and we all know that there are consumers who just buy Louis Vuittons as you go to the supermarket, but there's also a big part of luxury consumers for which luxury is a sort of aspiration. And I think technology really can help to bring this aspiration to life. The second thing that I think is becoming more and more important, not only from a luxury point of view, but in general for every marketer and business owner out there, is personalization at scale. How can we make the messaging that we're bringing to this individual? Because to your point, it's not about general trends anymore. I might buy this beauty brand because I think it's the best beauty brand endorsed by an influencer. I might buy it because it's 100% natural and it doesn't do testing on animals. Another one buys it because it's the best brand that's out there to look at, to look really, really beautiful. So just coming out there with this one generic message that's built by one creative director in Paris to the whole world probably doesn't do the trick anymore. Next week we'll be releasing a case study together with Cartier around the campaign they've done in Ramadan. And what they've done is they looked at a very strong insight. They saw that Jacques Cartier was a strong traveler in the Middle East a few years ago, and they took that insight. They built a heritage story for the Middle East specifically around one of the most important moments for Muslims celebrating Ramadan and Eid, and that helped them really to be relevant in this market versus one generic commercial out of there. So I think personalization will help, and I think you'll see that in advertising, but you also see that in experiences again.
And how Facebook and Instagram has changed and influenced the luxury market?
I think if we look at, if you think about the market in general, what you see is that the shift to mobile has changed the way we do things, right? The way we communicate, the way we consume content, the way we are inspired today. And I think luxury marketers in general haven't been at the forefront of adapting the change within the digital and the mobile revolution. So what we now see is that a lot of maisons, a lot of houses are embracing that. And what we're doing is just helping them to understand that this consumer on this mobile device behaves totally different. We used to come with a 60-second, a 3-minute video to tell about the heritage of our maison. If you put a 3-minute video on Facebook or Instagram, nobody will watch it. People don't care. The attention span dropped from 12 seconds on average in 2008 to 8 seconds in 2012. And for Generation Z today, it's less than 3 seconds. On Facebook and Instagram, within 1.7 seconds, a person decides whether they're going to watch something or not. So if you're there with your beautiful HD National Geographic styled video about the heritage of your maison, nobody will watch it. But yet we know that this millennial is our consumer that's going to bring growth, because we'll see what happened in China, but our traditional buckets of easy growth in luxury are gone. So we need to understand this millennial, and I think that's where Facebook and Instagram, with the enormous amount of data on consumer behavior that we have, are helping maisons today to do better.
Anthony, so who are your clients today? Who is buying luxury cars?
Yeah, to enter to that, let's think about technology behind this.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to ask actually one thing. Do you think it will be possible to buy luxury cars via internet, e-commerce?
Today you can do it. Just every one of you go Tesla.com, you put your credit card and they give you...
But Ferraris, for example.
It will come. If Tesla started, the business model will go on, and it will come, of course, definitely. So the thing is, today with IoT, things are definitely changing, and I go back to your point on personalization. It makes it easier. The last thing that started today is IoT in cars. You don't really have it today. It's starting now. I mean, in a couple of months, you're going to have some cars which are connected to the cloud, but we can't order cars now like this today. So it's coming very quickly. All the brands are on it. Every time you're on global conferences with major brands, they talk about that. This is going to have the dealer increase their retention ratio and then increase the revenue stream for after sales. But for customers, they're going to feel their cars is talking to them personally. They're going to greet them, mention their names, ask about their wives or girlfriends or family, or show them the nearest restaurant, or tell them about, remind them about their diet habit and things like that. And we see this already in refrigerators, where we have Samsung refrigerators that will order food for you, that will fill in the refrigerator for you. This is happening already. This is a product that you can buy on the market, and things the same will happen in cars. For bikes, it's about safety. Bikes are considered unsafe. This is why the sales is a bit low compared to cars, but safety is going, and with Internet of Things, it will tell you that, the bike will automatically stop if it knows there is an accident in front of you, because it will read it on the cloud. It will automatically tell you that there is oil on the gravel, so for you to, and it will reduce the speed of your bike and things like that. So Internet of Things will change our life. Internet of Things will really personalize the experience in driving our cars or bikes and other things, of course. So.
Yeah, Mr. Rami, when was the moment that you realized, because you come from the traditional luxury business model, when did you decide to go online? You felt that now it's the moment that you have to just go online. You have to sell your goods online.
I'm going to answer this going back to also, I think the important thing for the new generation is relevance. And I think it's important for every one of us today. Your phone, you have WhatsApp, you have notifications, you have calls, you have so many things every 5 minutes happening on the phone that's grabbing your attention. I think this is maybe part of the reason why the attention span is getting shorter, because actually it's the decision of what you're going to pay attention to that is getting quicker and quicker and quicker. I think luxury or non-luxury, whatever you are trying to commercialize today, you have to catch the attention. In the past, you had billboards and people got, when they weren't home watching TV, they got their messages off billboards. Today, it's on the phone. But then they have so much content from the internet that if it's not relevant, it's a waste of their time. So this relevancy, whether you call it relevancy, whether you call it what is eye-centric, you know, this is what is important. So realizing that people have less time, they want to find their item quickly. So a lot of the time, they want to check online if we have something. Okay, also. People have also decided to be price sensitive also. There's a lot of people who are price sensitive, so they want to compare prices. So all this, it's finished that they're going to call the shop. In the old days, they called the shop, they asked, we answered them, etc. So we understood that we needed to get the info there when they wanted it, at the time they wanted it, you know, and what they wanted to see. So this is basically, when we realized this, we figured it's time we have to go online.
Mm-hmm. And regarding Facebook, Instagram, social media, what are the prior categories here in the Middle East, Africa, and Pakistan markets?
Categories within luxury or categories?
Luxury, yes.
I think we don't diversify within the category of luxury, nor do we diversify within the categories of businesses we work with. We have 5 million advertisers globally, and that goes from the smallest luxury personal handbag store in the world to maisons like LVMH and Richemont who are trying to take over the world. So I think what we do see is that there are two types of luxury businesses today who are trying to use digital media. I think there is the type of the maisons of which I spoke who are not really, who weren't really at the forefront of change. I think that's about to change. But you also have these small companies who are very much specialized in one specific thing. They might make a very beautiful handcrafted handbag that all of us doesn't see as a luxurious brand, but because of the quality and the handcraft they put into it, they are making some of the best products in the world. The reality is that this small business owner, he or she doesn't have the opportunity to buy billboards, to go on TV, to be in magazines. But she has a little bit of budget to put an ad on Instagram. Because she's a consumer, she makes an ad as she would post on Instagram. She breeds the environment. And those brands are taking over smaller and smaller market share, and they become digital influenced. And because they sell online, because they understand Instagram, they suddenly become a proper digital player. And with that, they go to retailers and say, you know, we actually today, we do have a big community of people who buy our products. We do believe that we earn some space in your retail place. And this is becoming a really interesting way of seeing businesses to work. Traditional businesses with a lot of heritage, with a lot of background, trying to understand to play in this digital world, and then small brands of small owners, sometimes specialized to one single product, who suddenly become players in traditional retail because they've done really well on Instagram or in the digital world.
And how the luxury brands are able to play on the desires rather than on needs?
Well, that's full funnel marketing, right? I think when I was studying marketing in Belgium, which is where I'm from, one of the things that my professor always talked about was full funnel marketing. You start to be an aspirational brand, you start to after that you try to diversify, drive consideration, and in the end you want to convert. And the conversion is the purchase you do in store or whatever you do online. But then what you want to do before is diversify and inspire consumer. And I think one of the big benefits that a lot of the luxury brands have today, whether it's an automotive or whether it's in fashion, is that you come with a heritage and a backpack of beautiful stories and history. And I think millennials are looking for that. I think we were in Paris, my girlfriend and I, last week, and she went into the Chloe store and she bought a bag. She has been talking about it for years. She really wanted that, and that's what she bought it. But she customized it. She has her initials on it. She made it hers. And I think she felt for Chloe because that is this beautiful heritage brand that she associated with Italian fashion. She associated with beautiful boutiques around the Place Vendôme. But she also wanted to make it hers. And I think the combination of being this inspirational brand and understanding your consumer, that's what will get you, again, to win in the future.
Anthony, the last question, then we will ask the audience. How the digital transformation is changing the journey and the purchasing habits of the customers that are buying cars.
Yeah, people are looking for technology. And the first thing they see, ask when they open the door of a car, what's on my screen? Is it connected? What can I see? The questions are now, is this car driverless? Wait a bit. They see so much content online, they think it's already here. It's going to take a couple of years to be here. It's coming, of course. But consumers think that everything is easy and everything can be. People are talking about it so much that they think it's already here. So technology is, if you want to ask customers about people looking for luxurious goods in cars or bikes or automotive brands, in the past they used to say leather seats. 10 years ago, and then they used to say sporty cars, engines in luxury, and then now it's, or big SUVs a couple of years ago. Now it's no more that. Now it's Tesla, huge screens, technology behind the screen. We have devices that we connect cars to. We have developed that inside our company. You put the device in the car. You can limit this device speed, the car speed. You can know exactly where it is. You can unlock things. You can you can know if you are driving like a granny or like a sport guy. And the device will tell you these kind of things. So technology is the number one priority for luxurious goods today.
Gentlemen, would you like to add something that we didn't mention before we give the voice to the audience? So feel free to ask questions. No questions? Should I ask more? Okay, so thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Thank you, gentlemen, for sharing your experience. Thank you, and have a nice day.